iGaming 360, Scenarios and Strategies for the Next Decade.
Very well, good morning everybody, and yes, this is the third day as we've been all on this. And of course, so before beginning any speech, we have to shut it off, and I just do it now. Well,
Prova.
we have been here in Sigma to see what's the state of the art of iGaming and gambling anywhere. Now we have to look forward, to look ahead in the future. Not such a far future, but a near future. And we can imagine what is going to happen asking the question to three people that already work on the future of gambling. So I ask, first question, introduce yourself. You can do it the best way, better than I can. Liesbeth.
Thank you, and happy to be here today. My name is Liesbeth Oost. I work for GVH, which is a Dutch land-based and online operator. They have around 73 casinos in the Netherlands and an online brand, Jax. And what I do there is ESG, environment, social governance. This is about the strategy and more reporting obligations that we are going to have, but also because it's getting more and more intertwined with our vision, our resilience, and all these topics around that can affect the company. So it's a really long-term work I work on, and happy to speak more about that.
Thank you, and Liesbeth, and now Tiziana.
Hello, nice.
Tiziana Cannizzaro.
Hello, thank you for inviting me to talk about the future of iGaming. It's our industry, and yeah, very interesting to talk about the future in particular. I'm head of marketing and sales for Espresso Games. We are a game provider, a boutique game provider. We are a small company based in Italy, in north of Italy, near to Milan. And we are a long history in this industry. We started to work in this industry from 2002. Since 2002, we work. So we are very happy to explain our point of view because it's important to understand which is our future in this world.
I know you're working a lot about that.
Yeah.
But near to you, Enrico Bradamante, another Italian, but not so Italian as you hear he speaking. You can understand that is really Italian. We don't know, but Enrico, you, in any language, what do you see in our future? First, introduce yourself.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Enrico Bradamante. I am the CEO of EGT Digital in Malta. We are a B2B provider, technology provider. We have games, we have a platform, we have aggregation, and payment solutions, the complete B2B offering. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon, so thank you for the invitation to Sigma and to yourselves, my fellow panelists. And I look forward to sharing some insights about our future, our next 10 years.
Yes, the future sometimes is just the present, but in the present, and mainly in Italy, but not only, when we talk about gambling, we talk mainly about social responsibility. Responsibility because the public opinion is really sensible. So it's your job, Liesbeth, but I ask you, every company, so not only yours, but as you can see in the landscape, do they see your job as a cost, not as an investment, not as a source of revenues? So do they see you not so useful in the company, or they know how important it is?
It's a very topical question, and I think once you get into getting someone in place in your company who solely focuses on sustainability and not just reporting, but making that strategy active and making your operations more sustainable and having those long-term plans and that they are being taken up and taken like into the strategy from management point of view, then I think you're quite committed. But what we do see, like when the need for an ESG or a sustainability report comes along, it will be put on a compliance department or on the legal, and then I think you treat it too much like a compliance exercise, which stays within like we need to push out that report and let's do it as quick and minimal as possible so we are compliant, because ESG is starting to be a compliant factor. And then I think you're missing the point where it's about long-term resilience, looking at and analyzing where are your risks, your social risk, which not only on responsible gaming, it can be many different topics. It's about like talent acquisition, it's about maybe environmental concerns, if you have land-based venues, like how are all these different risks that can affect your business in the long term, how do you plan for that? And if you plan for something that might become an issue for you down the line, you can prepare as well. And then you're much better positioning yourself in the market to deal with shifts, to deal with an increase in tax, advertisement, change of, or a ban. Or we've seen so many things that really have affected businesses really badly. And this is something to diversify and to get that overview where you can plan for it. So yeah, long answer short, I think it can be taken a lot more serious, and instead of this being a compliance exercise, I think we need more to see really what value and importance this can have for the long term.
Thank you, Liesbeth. You have very clear ideas, as you can give us a really clear picture. But Tiziana, you work in Italy, so you know the Italian regulation, and Italian regulation is one of the most strict in Europe or in the world.
That's right.
So, of course, you have to face the institutions, the public administration, the rules, and how is the relation, the connection between private companies and public institutions in order, of course, mainly of social responsibility, but not only?
If we want to talk of the reality of now, our contemporary time, we can see the deep and even, because there is a very connection to private and public institutions and actors. And this is a very problem if you want to talk about the future, because the narrative that our industry made about itself is a little bit different to the reality. It's important to talk about our industry as the industry is. Our relation is modified because the public institutions don't talk about our industry and refer to professions or roles and the possibility to restitution of the taxation, for example, the investment that the public institution can make, and the healthcare and the culture, and for face some natural disaster, for example. And this is a point important for me because it's important to talk about the possibility, the virtues of this industry. And in this way, it's possible that in the next decade, our industry is a normal industry, like others. And it's possible that we will talk about the programs, the teaching, the university, where there are a lot of master degrees in our industry, and different specialties. For example, management or technical roles are very important, and the skill required is very high. So why we don't have one institution that confirms this quality, this virtuous, no? Face of this industry. This is one point, but there are others. For example, the possibility to use artificial intelligence, and today it's possible, no? And this is one phase of this industry. The technology is very important. And we have different roles, numerous roles in this case, engineers, mathematics, and other professionals inside that work to improve the user experience, to create one innovative user experience. So we can talk only of money, only of taxation, laundry money, or other topics that are not important for the future. We have to talk about the possibility to improve the user experience, to monitor the bonus hunter, the phenomenon of bonus hunter. That's is the characteristic of today. We can see when the player decides to don't affiliate itself to in one brand, specific brand, but to use all bonus the operator offers.
That is a really critical problem, but now I like to go on the AI topic with Enrico, that is based in Malta, but of course he faces not only the Malta regulation, but many foreign countries' regulations. So I ask you, not only what are you doing in, how do you see that AI, artificial intelligence, can change, not now, but in the future, in the next years, can change the world of gambling? And how do you, well, go deep in this topic with, when you talk with public institutions, as it is, it impacts a lot on the user, on the player?
So thank you for this, this question. It's, you asked me not to ask you difficult questions. This is the most difficult question I think that we have. So I'm not an expert in AI. This is as much as I have learned thus far. I went to a number of seminars and there are so many, you know, it's a new field. For sure, between the topics that Liesbeth has covered, on the responsible gaming, AI will have a massive impact on our industry, on the way we interact with the slot machines, with the gambling in general. For me, the user experience that I think is going to be the most different, though, will be related to the device. So today, we're all using phones. The vast majority of the interaction that we're having with gambling is with a screen, typically a mobile phone. Now, in the future, in 10 years' time, I think this will be a shift. There will no longer be a huge physical screen based.
You imagine something else?
It will be something else. In the same way as 10 years ago, the mobile phone was starting as a as a device, as a medium for our industry. So the transformations that AI will bring to our world are going to be very profound, but I will not be able to comment intelligently on that. Certainly, when it comes to, again, looking at 10 years ahead, we as EGT are looking at what our kids are playing today. So if you look at models like Roblox, for example, for our teenagers, 10, 15 years old, that in 10 years will become adult, the way they consume entertainment is going to be much more what they will expect to receive. And even ourselves as adults, we've been embracing and adopting technology, whether it's WhatsApp or Telegram or Candy Crush, very quickly. The adoption is very quick.
Yes, short time. I mean that really, when we think how long has been internet to be diffused on the world, it was some years. But now a new technology is just 1 year, as we say.
Exactly. Look at the example of things like Dubai chocolate.
Yeah.
Who has heard about Dubai chocolate a year ago, 2 years ago? Nobody, but it's a global phenomenon. So these trends, these adoptions are going to be even more accelerated going forward.
Yes, I think that already we have a framework thanks to your answers. But I have one question for each of you. The same question for each of you in a fast circle. So we say that certainly AI is going to change the experience of the users, but is it compatible, Liesbeth, with the new rules that public institutions are going to create? And we know that Tiziana could give us an experience, a very important experience. She said about the relation with an university, and now I'm sure that you are going to explain us something more. But beginning from Liesbeth, do you think that really public institutions are able not only to understand what the gambling world is, but how it could be a boost for innovation, for new professionals, for new technologies that could be useful in other fields too? If companies investing in gambling can develop new technologies that can be used in our fields. How do you see this very complex relation?
Yeah, I think there's so much potential here, and I see a lot of companies on the expo as well, jumping on it, like AI agents and different kind of support factors you can incorporate into your operations. But is AI really going to take care of responsible gaming and make your company super social responsible? It's a tool. No, it's not going to do it for you. You still need the human factor, the human interaction, to call up people, to chat, and I think AI and all the technology behind it can help us tremendously into that, because now when we need an interaction with a person, often it's because signs has been detected of a behavior, and then you're already at the end. But where we want to be is at the preventative stage, that we can, due to all the different data points, we can earlier, in that earlier stage, interact with people in the right way for them, how they want to be connected with. So that's going to be good for the business and good for the consumers, the players. Because if you can hold a customer longer with your company because they are happy in their play, in their use, so to say, they will stay longer with you because they don't get through that negative experience where they might say, okay, that's enough, I'm going to block all the websites, I don't want to be involved with this anymore. Then you have lost the player, and it's also a lost consumer, which you have invested in. So that sustainability part, where you look long term and you invest in it, I think that's where the regulator and the companies will be really aligned to do everything they can, because that's going to be the future.
Thanks, thanks, Liesbeth. And now, Tiziana, we are curious about the experience with the university.
The university is very incredible for us. We start to collaborate with the UNIT, International University of Rome, that is here with the delegation of 10
Some students are here.
Yes, the students is here on the second right, is there with the 2 professors. And Antonio Falduto is the owner, the founder of this first level master degree in translation and adaptation of the product video audio.
For the localization of games.
Localization is very important for the students because they are a role specific in the future, the specific role, and is to identify the language of players.
And as Liesbeth said before, the human factor is important. AI cannot cancel that. Thanks, Tiziana. Enrico.
Thank you.
Yes, you have to. I think the last answer that can, can keep together all the topics we touched today.
The conclusion.
Yeah.
For me, if I put myself 10 years forward, and touching on all the things that we spoke about today, the collaboration within the industry between the various B2B providers, B2C providers, B2C operators, the regulators is going to be imperative in order to provide a safer environment for the players. Ultimately, this is what we all as an industry, all the various stakeholders want to have. Everybody is experimenting with AI. There are a few AI experts, but again, it's a new discipline. So by definition, there is a lot of experimentation going on. I was in a very interesting panel or conference seminar by KPMG in Malta, talking about examples of applications of AI to prevent both fraud and let's say degenerative gambling, and the experience shared is very much an experimental one. So there is an element of trial and error. There is definitely time.
Yes, Enrico, I don't want to interrupt you, but if you can look at the one question. Well, the first question actually is we have almost already answered. But the second one, how can councils integrate ESG sustainability practices effectively without diverting too many resources from growth innovation? Now, please, in 1 minute, 3 answers, you can. Yes, you can. Liesbeth first.
Do you want to start, Liesbeth, on the second question?
Yeah, I think you have a very good answer for that. But I want to say on the first one, we see the partnership with universities and any kind of partnerships outside of the industry. They are so important because we are in this, all of us. Like even an expo organizer like this one has an important role in their social responsibility towards the industry and getting the industry up and having a code of conduct or like steering it in the right direction. They have so much impact as well. This is not just a B2B event, in my opinion. It's not just the operators, it's also the games, the platforms, everybody has their part. And then, of course, with the regulators, with the universities, you can do research, you can go more intense on topics we really want to become much better at. So it's so important that we work on this together and that companies make space and resources free for that. And Enrico, I'm just going to give you the second one.
On the second question, certainly for me, I don't see the investment in ESG and responsible gaming as being to the detriment of growth. For me, it's two sides of the same coin. It's about knowing your customers. It's about whether it's through an AI tool or through human, VIP managers, customer service, or the automation tools that are in use today. Is about knowing your customers so that you can serve them the right products and prevent them from getting harmed.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Tiziana actually answered already as talking about the experimental experience with university. So I can say thanks a lot for people coming here, hearing us. Thanks a lot to Liesbeth Oost, Tiziana Cannizzaro, and Enrico Bradamante. And thanks to Sigma for giving opportunities to go deep in these important topics. Thank you.